Alrighty, guys, welcome back, fellas and felines. Hope you guys have been doing well. We're hopping back into a little bit of Minecraft today. Um, I don't remember where the last episode ended. Well, where we ended the last episode. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was after we finished off some of the mini towers. Um, and and I was going to jump straight into another episode like directly after that one, but it turns out I was running out of storage space on my computer to record videos, so I didn't. Um, Recapping what I did, really did not do all that much off camera. I just basically finished off this little portion right here, this big tower, and I'm planning on actually putting it like kind of pushing in a doorway right here. So that's what the dirt is in the meantime, just a little bit of a placeholder. I did start kind of working on the mountain that's going to be covering up a lot of this exposed area because I think it's going to look or make a lot more sense once we get that going. So we're gonna need a whole bunch more dirt. So they're just straight dirt pillars right now, which doesn't look so hot, but the amount of dirt that we're actually going to need is pretty substantial. So as we actually get into it, I'm going to start removing some of the dirt on the inside since it's going to be hidden anyway by the outside simulated mountain that we got going on. So all in due time. This is going to, like, the simulated mountain is going to be a pretty long-term project. Um, and I believe I just also did like a whole bunch of mining as well, and not like any interesting mining. Literally just picking up some cobblestone down below because again we needed a whole bunch of stone for this. We needed some cobblestone for all of that, and yada yada yada. So nothing too crazy off camera. Um, but what I will say, we do still need a couple more details within these towers right here. I feel to really bring them together. Um, I'm thinking about leaving the top of this one as is, but what I really do want to do on all of these smaller ones, make something similar to this, not necessarily one to one, or yeah, one to one comparative to this, but I mean, we're gonna play with it a little bit and see how that goes. And again, the idea is once we end up having this covered up, we're gonna have a little bit of a tunnel coming to right here, and then this is gonna be where we actually have our enchantment table with a couple of books around there, and then maybe we'll actually have like a little spiral staircase that goes um, down into like a water elevator or something. We're gonna make use of the base right here. And some of you guys might be asking, well, is that completely filled? Are you crazy? No, that's hollow right there. That is a hollow point. Let me alt tab over to OBS. Just make sure that I'm actually recording and everything is still being caught. It looks like that's the case. Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, I just want to make sure
Alrighty,
like
guys.
actual music is coming through for you guys and everything.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome back.
All right. So it looks like that's the case. So yeah, we're just gonna keep on keeping on with this then. All right. So yeah, welcome back, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. How are or what kind of project are we gonna do today? Or should we work on this a little bit more? I think so. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Um, let's on second thought, if we can kind of start getting the enchantment table and all of that set up, I think that would be really cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to see if we can't find the center, which I'm assuming it's right here. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and build like a little bit of a tunnel. And since this is gonna be covered up by dirt and everything, it makes, to me at least, it makes a little bit more sense for it to be a tunnel as opposed to a bridge of some sort. and you know, and this is pretty much like um all of what we've been building so far is just bridges and towers and all of that. But I mean, it really, in my opinion, really gives a nice sense of or like a nice grandiose feel to everything. So um don't worry, we're gonna do a couple of different builds as well, like walls, for example. Ooh, enchanté. Um, but let me go ahead and offload some of these goodies in the meantime, just so we can kind of clear up some space in the inventory, because it's looking a little cramped in the meantime. Um, I don't need all of this dirt right now, so we'll just put this up. I do need a little bit for building though, so. And let's go ahead and offload the stone. And I don't know where I got that sand from. Just a random piece of sand hanging out in there. Yeah, you know how I do. And let's get rid of the wheat seeds and then let's get to it. So we might actually have to run and pick up a couple of actual logs. Now, I was using oak logs for that. So for consistency's sake, we might actually want to do oak logs around it? Or does it make a little bit more sense to do a stone tunnel from point A to point B over here? Um, immediately my mind is saying, do a stone tunnel. Just because if you're punching through rock, doesn't it make a little bit more sense to have, something that is made out of rock as a tunnel? I mean, to me it does at least. So I think that's what we're gonna do. And then we can always design it a little bit later. So it might be a little bit bland right here for now, but just kind of getting the skeleton of what we're looking for should definitely help quite a bit. And then we're gonna punch on through. Yeah, and I'm really not too concerned about being like the most efficient with like the actual stone usage and all of the actual coal that we might be wasting by doing this. I mean, like I've said in the past, it's an infinite world. You know what I mean? So it's hard to really be so concerned with it. Um, and be so concerned with actually wasting materials. Um, the way that I'm going to think about it, it's just we're using materials as they're necessary. So, um, and on top of that, if I can actually bu- 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 if I can save a little bit of time going through and doing what I'm doing, I mean that makes me a pretty happy camper right there. I mean, because I am truly all about saving as much time as possible. So we should be doing this, I think. Um, and again, this is just kind of like the base skeleton of everything. Things are gonna change. Things are going to get better. They're really gonna come together. But the cobblestone right here, I think, makes sense in order to match with the tower on the outside. But now that we're on the inside of the place over here, we can really start playing with different types of woods. And by different types of woods, I mean the same type of woods that we actually used for the house. I mean, because again, consistency is really, well, to me at least, consistency is pretty important. So let's go pick up a couple more spruce logs and let's make sure that we have a couple of sticks because our axe is gonna break about 3 hits in. So I might as well just go and make that right now. Save ourselves the hassle. All right, so let's see here. Um, we're gonna want some oak log probably, and I mean, I don't know if I should do. I'm thinking right now I should probably do a base layer of wood, in order to like a base layer of wood up top, just to pull everything together. Because if it's just the same kind of material right there, it might look a little off. So that's what I'm thinking immediately. So let's go pick up a little bit of spruce that I actually planted not too long ago. Thinking ahead for the future, and we definitely want to make sure that we pick up some oak as well. What was that? Was that three hits right there, dude? Could I? I mean, I think that was three hits with the axe. And I mean, can I just go ahead and say I called it? Like that's pretty great. That's pretty great right there. Um, you can catch me at the circus now. Now guessing the durability of items and how many hits that it has left. You know, I personally wouldn't want to work at a circus, but I think it'd be pretty interesting to work at a circus for a little bit of time. I mean, maybe if you're like 16, first job or something. Uh, I mean, there's got to be a lot of like really crazy shit that you actually see over there. Um, I mean, and on top of that, like the amount of animals that you actually get to interact with. I'm assuming, I'm kind of assuming that depend like no matter what you are or what you do over the circus, that you actually get to kind of like I say play with animals for lack of a better term or lack of a better word. But yeah, I'm assuming you get to interact with the animals over there. You know, we'll just say you're a professional juggler over at the circus. I mean, we would you be able to go over to the animal section and say, "Hey, let me go ahead and ride the elephant for a little bit of time. Oh, let me go ahead and do a backflip off the trunk, as people tend to do, you know?" Or are they like just under lock and key by the actual animal tamers? I don't know. I mean, maybe if I was a professional juggler and one of the animal tamers came over and they're like, "Hey, can I go and use your juggling balls?" I mean, I wouldn't be like super apprehensive about it, but I might be like, "Well, I mean, I got to go ahead and practice a little bit. Like last time I let you borrow something, you went ahead and lost it, so." But I mean, it's probably a lot harder to go about losing an elephant, or even going about losing a tiger of some sorts. I mean, it's like, where's my lion at? Roar! Oh, there he is. Oh, he's just hanging out over there. Oh, okay, cool. I mean, yeah, it definitely a lot harder or a lot easier to lose juggling balls, but I mean, unless you've got that little alarm that some people have on their keys sometimes. I mean, I put my keys in the same exact spot every single time. There's maybe like I don't know, maybe I have two different spots, like hanging around my house for my keys, but majority of time, I mean, I've got them in a little bit or like a little basket hanging out by the front door, and that's definitely for convenience sake, right there, because I am so bad about misplacing things. So I definitely try to make sure that anything that's somewhat important, and I would probably argue that keys are definitely make that list. I definitely try to routinely put them in the same spot every single time, just so when I'm ready to go somewhere, I know exactly where they're at. Um, but I've got like a massive paranoia about my car keys. I'm not even gonna lie. Like whenever I get out somewhere, like when I'm driving my car and I decide to leave my keys in my car for whatever reason, maybe I've got my dogs with me. I like to leave the AC running for them or whatever the case may be. I before I even shut the door, I always roll down the window. I always make sure that like I can shove my entire arm through the window, and I'll even roll down like a second window as well, a passenger window, backseat window, or something along those lines. And again, check that window as well, just to make sure that just God forbid that like if the car locks behind me, that I can actually shove my hand through and actually get the keys. So I mean, is it paranoia or is it watching your ass? I mean, both maybe. I don't know, but I mean, my biggest fear happened to somebody actually last night. I went to Walmart last night, and the main reason I went to Walmart was I was picking up a gas can because the yard that I have got right now it's getting a little overgrown. I'm not gonna lie. When it rains outside And I mean, especially during summertime, the weeds just they are so bad about growing. It's pretty nasty. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't mean nasty as in like, oh, gross, it threw up on my dress or anything along those lines. No, I mean like nasty as in a hassle. Just a straight up hassle having to deal with it. Um, and on top of that, I definitely like to make sure that the grass is well manicured as well for the dogs, because if you've got dogs, if you know a lot about dogs or anything about dogs, whatever, you might know that um, tall grass really attracts like fleas and ticks and all of that jazz. So trying to make sure that or I try to make sure that I get out ahead of it before it becomes like a really serious issue. Um, how many do we want to do here? Maybe this many? How old are you? I'm this many years old. And let's actually do the flooring first because that's gonna make it a lot easier to move about. Um, but I forgot what I was talking about. Well manicured grass, because it maintains or definitely lowers minimizes. Using my big boy words right here. Oh, look at me go. Minimizes. Yeah, it minimizes the risk of getting like fleas and ticks and all of the nasty stuff on my dogs. And I at one point in my life I did have whoops. My dog, some of my dogs did have like fleas and ticks and all of the jazz. We got it taken care of, like as soon as we saw it. But just in that maybe like week time that they had the fleas, they didn't have ticks, fortunately, because I would argue that ticks are substantially worse than anything else. And I am gonna have to go down one more because I want to make sure that I can place things properly. So this is gonna go down. Um, but yeah, luckily we ended up maintaining like the fleas as soon as it popped up, because it's so bad for the dogs, and not I would I guess it bad in a sense of like it's bad for their health, but it's just bad for the dogs because they just itch like crazy, and I feel so I feel really really bad for them in that case. I mean, if I've never had chicken pox, but I would assume it's a very, very similar kind of feeling to that at that point, where you just can't stop itching, no matter how hard you try, how much you want to, and all of that jazz. So, uh, now let me go ahead and backtrack the story real quick. So yeah, I definitely like to try to keep a well manicured yard. Um, and all right, I need some light. It's super super dark in here. Gross. Super gross, man. Yeah, I like to keep a pretty well manicured yard for the dog's sake and for my own sake as well. Um, but I don't know how I got on that. But I did want to bring up that I felt super bad for this guy yesterday because I went to Walmart and he ended up getting locked out of his car, and it's like sucks like it sucked really really bad for him, or I'm assuming it sucked really bad for him because he had his phone locked in his car, and and I'm assuming he had like groceries as well because we were at Walmart and getting a couple of things, or we weren't together like that, but you know what I mean. He was getting things, I was getting things, and we were separate, and he got locked out of his car, and no phone on him. So, he called me over, hey, can I use your phone? Called a locksmith, and I felt really bad because I think he was over here just visiting for his like son's graduation, and I just got over here as well, to go to school in Lubbock, and he was like, "So where are we?" I was like, "Oh man, I don't know, dude. First of all, I'm really bad with directions to begin with, but on top of that, I really couldn't even tell him like the roads that we were at, the crossroads, in order to actually tell the locksmith that he ended up calling. And I mean, it was just a bad situation, So luckily, luckily, I've actually never been in a situation like that where I've locked my keys in my car and I've had to call a locksmith. But I'm just so like hyper focused and hyper paranoid of that situation happening to me. So I kid you not. I mean, that's when I really, really, or that's one of the reasons why I like check everything, check absolutely everything before I get out of the car, go into any place. I mean, it could be for a split second. I mean, I'm just like, because it doesn't, like, obviously it doesn't even matter at that point. If you go in for a split second, but you lock yourself in the car, if you go inside a store for zero point 0.2 seconds and you come out, and you're locked out, I mean, then it is what it is at that point. So, uh, yeah, I definitely tried to make sure I could kind of help that guy out because I know if it were me, I would want somebody to kind of help me out. I think I like that a little bit better. Does it make a lot of sense? Maybe, maybe not. We're gonna leave it as is though for now. But yeah, I tried to help him out, for a decent amount of time, because I know if I ended up getting my like locking something in my car that I'd want somebody to kind of like reach out and help me as much as possible, because that's how. I mean, first of all, that's how superheroes are made at that point. Well, actually, that's not true. Superheroes are usually made, from villains. That's what I've noticed a lot. They're trying to get like revenge on somebody. So instead of being like, oh, I'm gonna be a good person, instead I'm gonna get revenge and use everything that I can against these guys. So uh, if you're looking to become a superhero, you got to get revenge on people, apparently. But what am I talking about? I don't know. What I am talking about is I'm thinking this is gonna come together pretty darn well right here. Now I really I did want to do a little bit of a staircase of some sorts, but I don't know if we're going to be able to make it happen. Um, what we are going to do is we're going to put slabs, oak slabs, up top. So let's make a bunch of those. Yoink. And that is definitely more than enough at that point. I always do that. I always I always make the slabs, and then my brain says, "Put them in there real quick. Put them back into the crafting station. See what's going on." No, don't do that. Do not do that. And yeah, I think I definitely think these oak slabs up here are really gonna help pull everything together. That's the hope at least. Um, we might remove these a little bit later on, but these underneath the main base of the tower, are staying for sure. Um, and so yeah, I don't think that I'm really gonna have enough space to make a like spiral staircase the way that I wanted, which is not gonna be the biggest ordealio, um, because we could just push like a little bit of a water elevator right behind some bookcases and all of that jazz, or even off to the side. I don't know. But the fact that we actually got this taken care of, so we can actually move the enchantment table to its permanent home, and that's what I'm pretty stoked about. So I'm thinking right there, and then these will be bookcases, maybe, um, or bookcases along the wall like that, and then instead of just, I don't know if bookcases right there will actually reach the enchantment table, but it'll make it look substantially better, I feel, if we have bookcases along the walls, and then and honestly, these might not even matter at that point because if we've got enough bookcases right here, it might be pulling enough from the ones along the back in order to kind of fix it up. So yeah, let's go and move the enchantment table wherever it's at. It's over here. Let's go ahead and move the enchantment table to its permanent home in the meantime. How dare you? There's been an Enderman in here. That's not okay. Because that is, first of all, it's an intrusion of space and privacy as well. If you were to come over here, knock on my door and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a new roommate, can you help me out?" We would have helped him out. But the fact that he's just barging in and saying, "Hey, this is my spot now," that's kind of the issue. And I mean, that's the issue with a lot of things. A lot of people just kind of assume that things are going to happen. Um, don't assume. Just believe in the powers that are going to help you because I truly feel that most people want to help people in need. So don't just assume that people are going to do it and just take it. No, dude, you like don't be afraid to ask. All right, yeah. So that's a level 11 right there, and that's just off of 4 bookcases along the back. So this should work fairly decently in here. I'm I'm gonna put a chest somewhere in there. I don't quite know yet. Maybe does a chest actually work? Oh, I do have chest. All right, cool. Does the chest work right here? It does. So that actually might look pretty cool. So bookshelves, and then like another chest right here, perhaps. What will that one be for? I don't know. Lazuli maybe, and then already enchanted items. So unenchanted and then enchanted. I don't know. I mean, maybe. The symmetry is really kind of pleasing to me, so we might actually just leave it as is. And I yeah, I know that some of the place over here is a little bland in the meantime, but um all in due time. Like we're really going to we're really going to work on the design aspect on a lot of these or on a lot of this stuff. So if it looks a little bit bland for now, I'm really just kind of waiting until I get to the Nether. We're gonna get some lanterns. I think we can get lantern or do lanterns right now before we even go to the Nether. Because what is it? It's yeah, torches and iron nuggets. Okay, so I mean, we'll save that for next episode. We'll get a little bit of a. I might go get a little bit of decorating items off camera, and then we can start kind of decorating the place a little bit more. But this episode is going to be mostly about kind of prepping everything up. Um, and I'll probably visit the village as well off camera in order to get a couple more bookshelves. We'll kind of tack that into the designing episode, but we got this moved over here, which is good. Um, and then let's see. Let's actually. I have sea kelp, I think, because we did. It's the sea kelp that I need, I think, for the water elevator. Okay, so let's actually. I'm gonna offload a couple of these items because if I die digging straight down, I don't want to die with all of these goodies. So let's let's put our stuff in here for now. But yeah, we're gonna dig straight down, and we're actually going to um, we're gonna utilize this little tower area for 2 separate things. So let's offload everything that is somewhat important. We're gonna need an iron pickaxe, a shovel, and we're probably gonna need another iron pickaxe in the meantime as well. We might need another shovel, so we'll just go ahead and make 2 of those. And if we lose 14 of these whatever, then it's not that big of a deal. And same thing with the bread as well. There's really not so much going on with that. Let me think real quick. Oh, and then we definitely want dirt as well because dirt is going to be a lot easier to dig back up. Let's see here. All right. So maybe on one side we have like water elevator. So I think it makes sense to do water elevator over here, and then we're gonna have a ladder going down to a brewing room, which is gonna be right under here. That's what I'm thinking immediately, or at this moment. So let's see here. Yeah, well, I guess I need my axe in order to get the wood. And again, if we lose an iron axe, I mean, obviously it's not that big of a deal. I mean, because I am. Oh, this is gonna drop me pretty far down, isn't it? Well, they don't call me Iron Kneecaps for nothing. Told ya. So one will be for going up, and then one will be going for going down. And let's get to it, man. So I'm a little like obviously this is never the best idea. What is a good idea is actually getting a couple of these things. So not only can you guys see, but that way I can see as well. But yeah, obviously it's never really the best idea to dig straight down. But I mean, yeah, yeah, who cares? Who cares? It is what it is. Um, and I mean, thinking about it now, I might have. I really should have done too wide, but I think the reason I'm doing this is mostly just to make sure that if I dig straight down in the future, then I am fine. And do we actually just want to leave it right here? This might actually be pretty good because I know where this is at. I know where a couple of things are. Now it's not down straight down to bedrock, which I tend to do, but I think this is actually a much wiser idea anyway. So this is good. This is definitely good. All right, cool. Let's put a couple of torches right here, just so if we decide to come back through the. Oh, wait. Give me 1 second. Let me actually do this real quick. Let me dig one more down. Okay. But yeah, let me put a couple of torches around there. That way, if we decide to do a little bit of mining, before we actually get to finishing up this water elevator right here, then we're not messing up our blueprints, if you will. Alrighty, get rid of that. All right, and then I might do the water elevator off camera, unless you guys want to see it. I don't know yet. I mean, I feel like the water elevator is just a little it's a little bland sometimes. So maybe I will, maybe I won't. I haven't decided yet. But either way, and then we're gonna go ahead and bust this one out right here, and we're gonna make the second floor for the brewing room. Let's go ahead and get some of these, and some of these right here. And get a couple of ladders. Actually, I don't even need that many ladders. I don't know why I made that many six. So let's do like six is actually gonna be plenty right there. It's really gonna get me exactly where I need to be. So let's get some of these going on. Lay yoink, lay yoink, lay yoink, and I knew that was gonna happen. That's not the big deal. What is a big of a deal is I should probably start eating a little bit. Yeah. Um, and I want to make sure I get a little bit of headroom between this one and the next floor. So I think on the floor up, these torches are pretty much right here and right here. So let's do that, and then we could do that in the meantime. That's fine. Yeah, no big deal. And then, is this a pretty good height? Yes, but is this the better height? Also yes. So we're gonna make this one at this height, or this floor at this height right here. And and again, this is just gonna be our little like our brewing station at this point. Um, and we're actually gonna go over to the village, not right now, but we are gonna steal their brewing stand because we have not been to the Nether yet. I'm actually really excited for the idea of getting back to the Nether and seeing what's going on in there. You know, what I mean, because so like it's just I really do like exploring in this game. There's like a really great sense of what do I have, what do I not have? Am I right next to a fortress? Am I not right next to a fortress? Blah 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 blah. So um, we definitely have all of the tools that we need to actually get to the Nether Fortress. Um, but I mean, there's still just so much stuff that we have like the ability to do here that I really kind of want to do that. Now, instead of doing like a carbon copy of the top, maybe we could just kind of like switch it up a little bit over here just to kind of keep it interesting. Um, I still feel like this is a little dark, but we'll light it up as necessary. So for the brewing stand, let's go ahead and find the center. That way we can again, do something a little interesting. Hopefully a little interesting. Maybe it's gonna be stupid, but we're gonna roll with it anyway, just to kind of keep it tasty. So I have a couple more these things slabs up here. So let's go and pick some of these up. That's definitely more than a sum, more than some, but that's good. That's good. And boink, boink. And then what we'll do is after we steal from the villagers, we'll put the thing right up here, and then we'll get a couple cauldrons along the side. Um, we might actually want to put like an infinite water source pretty darn close. We don't necessarily have to put it down there, but we do want to get one. We'll punch through the wall right here, and we'll have like a little bit, or we'll have an infinite water source. Maybe not on this side, not on this side, because we're gonna see this side a lot more than this side. I mean, we don't even have to put it right there. We could put it right here. Yeah, infinite water source, right here perhaps. Mm, yeah, yeah. Why not? So just over here stuttering a little bit. Bust this open. Oh, but that cuts into that. Oh, baby. Um, let's see. Maybe we could shift this over one. Do I like the idea of shifting this over one? Uh, mm. See, yeah, like I guess this is kind of the issue with trying to be as compact as possible over here. Because with the infinite water source, don't. Oh no! What am I talking about? We should be fine as long as these are source blocks. We should be good. Yeah. Okay. So let me fix what I just broke. With this. Did I just put it back? I'm again. I'm so bad about that. I always shift tab, trying to get it down into my inventory. And I always shift tab it out of my inventory into whatever I'm dealing with. Okay, so doing this I think should be fine. And let's make all of this smooth stone as well, just so it's pretty. Oh, and I did want to cover this up as well because I believe, I guess I don't necessarily have to cover it up, but let's light it up because I believe enemies keep spawning down here, and I hate hearing the enemies because, I always think that they're like in my house. So yeah, let's go ahead and cover that up, and then and we'll put a couple of fences right here as well. So there's that, and we need a little bit more. So let's go to sleep. Let's go pick up a little bit more water, and let's also check the time on the recording and see where we're at. Um, we shouldn't be too far in. I only feel like 25 minutes maybe. I could not be more wrong. We're at like 40 minutes. So we're gonna sleep. I'm gonna go put some water in this thing that we're doing right here, and then yeah, I'm gonna call it an episode after that. Now let's go ahead and get a game plan for the next episode. So the game plan for the next episode is I'm really gonna go pick up a little bit of decoration items. That's gonna probably include flowers, bookshelves, um, and lanterns as well, and we'll start kind of decorating out the house a little bit more to hopefully make it feel a little bit homier. Um, and I'm probably gonna mentally map or kind of map out a couple of like different fountain areas as well, just so whenever we come back, I mean, like things are starting to look beautiful. I mean, I truly feel that things are looking pretty darn good as is, but things can always look better. Now, is this infinite? Oh, it is perfect. Okay, so that's always I guess my big concern right there. So we got that taken care of. We got our enchantment room set up, and again, this is going to be a lot more beautiful. The brewing station right here is going to be substantially more beautiful afterwards, and yeah, I mean, I'm actually really stoked to really pull things together in the next episode. So, if you guys enjoy the content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in hanging out with me a little bit more, I do have plenty of other games posted on my channel, including Minecraft, Halo 3, and even Tales of Berseria. So if you're interested in those things, be sure to check those out. But anyways, guys, until next time, Honeycomb out.